I think the most recent thing that I saw was the idea of like a players union. And I think in theory, a players union sounds amazing, and I would like to see one in theory. But I think that the actual implementation of a players union sounds incredibly difficult.
Yeah, I feel the same. I think a players union would be a good thing. And to be fair, Overwatch League is probably in the best position to have a players union of all esports, just because there's so much structure and security in the contracts. Maybe I don't know exactly what League of Legends contracts look like, but I imagine with their franchise league, there's probably that similar level of structure. So maybe they could achieve a similar thing.
Well, I mean, they supposedly have one. I don't know how good it is.
Yeah,
I've heard stories.
I don't know, man, but we should probably. I mean, the only problem with esports unions is that there's no way. In my mind, it's ridiculous to have a union that spans every game to like all esports players. It's just the people's financial and career situations are so radically different in other competitive titles than they are in, like A competitive title A versus B, like Overwatch to League of Legends to Overwatch to Team Fortress 2 or whatever. Like there's esports in every game, but some games there's just no money to be made, so you can't have a union because there's nothing to fight over, or there's no one to bargain with, right? And just you can't just like pick this game's big enough, this game's not big enough, because there's no clear line, I think, there, where there's some games like Fortnite and PUBG where they're really big and they're really popular, but like who do you really negotiate with on the union end? Because every org is like totally separate. There's no unifying body like the Overwatch League is a unifying body, and like the LCS is a unifying body. So you kind of need that, I think, to give a sort of scope to the union. But right now in the Overwatch League, it's pretty hard to like get people mad and wanting to unionize, because they are, to be fair, treating us very well compared to anyone who's played, arena shooters before Overwatch. This is like 100 times better than anything that's been in the past. So it's hard to sort of get that initial like, we want this, so we're going to make a union for it.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably not the right mindset. We probably should just make a union just so we can sit at the table and be part of these meetings. But the challenge is who's going to do it.
Because who's going to pay for it? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a huge opportunity for malfeasance, and like you need somebody who's running the union who really cares about the players and really like wants to fight for their best interests. And it's not clear how much responsibility that is. It's definitely a current player will not do that because it's like too much responsibility. But if it's not a current player, who is it? I do think we have some power, just because a lot of the agents in the community that represent players represent like enough players to where you can't just like, shit on one player and like just screw them over, because the agent has enough like the agents are the agglomeration of negotiating power, right, of bargaining power. You can't just say well, I mean, you can abuse players, right, to some extent, but to the extent that a union would really stop you is, I don't know that what we would ask for first, right? Like I don't know what that key issue would be that we really need to unionize over. And I think that it'll probably be a key issue that people feel really strongly about. A lot of people feel strongly about, but that isn't being resolved. But right now, it feels like Blizzard is really resolving like most people's concerns. We're talking about, hey, we have this concern. Can you change this for us? And they've been very open-minded about it. So I think there's a lot of feeling on the player side, at least from me. It's like, well, Blizzard's taking care of us pretty well right now.
Hey everyone, this has been a mini clip from Deep Dives into the Minds of Esports. If you enjoyed this clip, please check out the full episode down in the comments below. If you want to support this channel, make sure to check out my Patreon. There are lots of benefits in order to get content early, as well as ask direct questions to the guest with exclusive videos. Make sure to also follow my Twitter and subscribe down below. Have a good day.